Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. OK Fixer here. In this installment of the Volkswagen, we're going to be putting the windows in it. We're going to start with the back window first, simply because you can reach through and work. If you put your quarter glasses in, you can't reach through. So I'm going to do my back glass first. And the things you're going to need, this would cover 65 to mid 71-ish when they change the chrome, but pertains to pretty much all Volkswagens. You're going to need a back glass, alright. This one has a chrome molding in it. This is the original back glass. With the original molding. The molding was once made of rubber and a new windshield rubber, rear rubber gasket, some sort of sealant. I like this because it's extremely shiny. No, because it's it works really well. It's a mess, but it works really well. Some soap and water. No trimmer line, please. 3/8 clothesline, and a headliner poking tool, and a sissy stick. You also could use some razor blades, glass cleaner, and paper towel. Alright, first thing we're going to do is remove the offending gasket. So let me sit you down here, and we take that off there. Let's see. And I want to take it off there without dropping the back glass on the ground and tearing up the molding, the rubber or the metal molding. Now, before we do this, let's examine our metal molding. Relatively dent-free. Yeah, relatively. I've got another one. That's why I'm looking. Okay. Yeah, this one's not too bad. It's all right. It's got a couple little small dents in it, but it's not really bad. Since we took our back glass out without using a big hunky razor blade, it's not crazed. And what I mean by crazed is this is crazed right here. It's that little chip right there. Yeah. That's a tempered glass, so it'll take quite a beating. However, when they get crazing on there like that, it's easy to shatter them if pushed in that area. So we're going to clean off our sticker. I wonder what this sticker said. Let's see if we can read this first. It says Arizona University. So, gives you an idea whereabouts the car has been. And we're going to clean this out, and I think I have some overspray on this too as well. So we're going to use a fresh razor blade. As long as we're not biting into the glass, we're okay. Let me clean all that overspray off there, because it's not easy to do if you have glass in the car. Also, if you have a heated back glass, it's advisable that you don't do this. How do you clean a heated back glass? Clean off the tint. Man, I don't know. Good luck. I heard that you can take some vinegar and or some ammonia, not vinegar, but ammonia, and slather it in ammonia in paper towels to keep the ammonia on there, and put it in a plastic bag and put it out in the sun. And that sounds like a winner to me, but I've never tried it. Alright, you don't want to see me clean this glass up. Let me just clean this glass up, and I'll be right next week. If you have an electrically heated back glass, which is 68 and up, and you're trying to do this and your electric heating doesn't work and you want to replace the back glass, you can do that also. You can grid test your back glasses, but they make a kit that you put on these that gives you a new grid. It doesn't work. So get yourself another back glass. They are expensive OEM originals that haven't been boogered up. So yeah, good luck there. Okay, back to this glass. There's a top and a bottom and an inside and an outside. Okay, the top is going to be, I don't know, what is it going to be on this one? What is it going to be? We'll have to look at that and see. You know what it is. It's there's an insignia here, of course, and so of course the inside is the curved side. The insignia is read the right way up, so this is the bottom. That's what I thought, and that's why I had it working like this. And I have the seam of the rubber down here. Here's the seam of the rubber. Find the seam of the rubber, and you're going to start that in the center at the bottom. The seam always goes at the bottom. So work that around. When you get done, your hands will ache unless you've done this all your life, and they ache naturally, permanently. So yeah. Perpetual ache. If you have a perpetual ache, I know you're a glass guy, your hands perpetually ache, yes. So there you go. That's how it is. But if you work in an office and shuffle papers all day long, this is going to be a task for you. Make your fingers do what they're supposed to do. And here you go. No offense to those who shuffle papers. I wish I had a gig shuffling papers too. That'd be great. I wouldn't have to do this for them. Okay, wrestle this around there. Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, it doesn't want to stay on. Yeah, it will. Get it around the corner there, like that. Like that. You can give it the old stretcherama and have it pop right off the other corner. Don't do this when it's ice cold. And don't do it outside in the rain. And pick your fights, you know, on this. You have to pick your fights on this one. Oh, come on, I'll take my glove. I need it for later. Let's see if I can have this shoot out across the hood of my car. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Wow. My, aren't you a show dog? Yeah. Well, let's see here. There's supposed to be a hole there. There is supposed to be a hole there. There we go. You can put quite a bit of pressure and stuff on this glass because it's tempered. Windshields are a little different story because windshield is a annealed glass, or it's triplex, and it has a piece of just regular window glass on the inside and the outside and a vinyl layer in between. It's a little bit more delicate. So you can't pound on a windshield as much as you can a piece of tempered. Now, I was told that when tempered glass meets or exceeds its mechanical strength, it will disrupt into small granular fragments. I just thought I'd say that. I read that in a book somewhere. Some technical egghead said that. That means it'll break. It'll shatter into a million pieces. Come on. Now go on here for me. There she is. What amazes me is people who come to me, and they'll come to me with a car, an ancient car with a rubber glass gasket in it. And they'll say, well, you put a glass in this. And I said, do you have a gasket? And they'll say, yeah. And I'll say, where'd you get it? Oh, from so-and-so. And it'll be made in Taiwan or China, where they've never even seen the car. And so you've got an aftermarket glass that they've got, an aftermarket rubber gasket in a, factory car, or, car. And they want it to look as good as it did from the get-go. And you try to explain to them what you're doing. You can't do that. Okay, now that we got that, we can manipulate that rubber a little bit and see if we can't get a little bit more at the top. Like that. There you go. There. That's not too bad, was it? There we go. Top. You can see the marking. Okay. He was looking at a bunch of nothing. Let's go get the molding now. Alright, don't pull that molding out of there if your gasket's turned into stone, because you'll bend it, alright? Separate the pieces and then take it and do one of these little numbers. Just kind of rock it back and forth, and you'll be able to pull the gasket off of the molding without tearing it up too bad. Unfortunately, you might put a small bend in it. As long as you don't put a kink in it, we're pretty good. It's another thing, another one that'll wear your hands out. Keep the little clips. It goes one way. The molding goes one way. It doesn't only go one way. You can see if it'll come out of one channel and then work it. But the whole idea is don't take this is the cats and jammer part right here. Don't take the molding out of the rubber. Take the rubber out of the molding, okay? It's completely different than American cars. Remember, we're working with cats and jammer car. Okay, we swung things around a little bit. So this is the top and this is the bottom. The bottom section's a little longer than the top. So put a little slicker on there, like that. And then we're going to work that molding in there. Is it going to be a pain in the ass and make your hands hurt? Yep. It certainly is. But you can pull this down and get that in there. You got to kind of pull it down and get it in there. Not the easiest thing. While you're doing that, you get it in there a little ways. You can look at it and judge where you're at the corner. And so if you're okay on the corner, then it's all right. It looks like I got to come down just a tick. So I can come down just a little bit right there. And I think I'll be able to make that corner. And so I'm going to work my molding all the way around, and then I've got to do my other one also. So I'll come back to you when the moldings are in, and we'll work on the center clips. Sometimes you can spray a little WD-40, or excuse me, not WD-40, some silicone in there like this. And you can push that in, the molding in, like such. I got rid of my gloves. And then once it's in that lip, you can kind of pull down with your fingernail and make sure and follow it along and get it so it hooks up in there. And then you can look around it and you can see, let's give that a little bit of a tweak, and see which is bent, which is not quite right. And that rubber will give a little bit for you to give it just a little tweak to get it bent right. So, and I think I want this right here. See if I can't help you out there. This right here is kind of coming up like this, so I kind of want to give it a little and make it kind of curve a little more. Here's the dents I was talking. I got a little scrape there, a little dent there, a little one there. But you know, here's the deal. What does Wolfsburg West sell? Do they have chrome for these? And if they do you have to cut it to fit it? I know this is the original piece, and the original piece is going to fit right. I'm surprised that the rubber fits. So, you know, I'm surprised I didn't have to cut the rubber in order to make it fit. So, those that don't know how to do this, they have Cowabunga Cowlook windshields without chrome in them. But I'm not going to have like that, so, or the Hawaiian look. Yeah, for those that don't know how to do the chrome. So tackle it. It's not too hard. Makes your hands hurt a little bit. But it's well worth it because it sets the car apart from all the rest of the Cowabunga cars. You've got chrome in your windshield and your back glass, and it's original. It looks original, and it looks nice too, in my opinion. Incidentally, this method works for the windshield as well as the back glass. Okay, so these little pieces right here, figure out which way it goes. Pull your molding out just slightly. I don't want to do this, but I will just a little bit. And give this a little slide. That's the way it goes. Yes. And then you're going to push this back down in there like that. Give it a couple little flicks and she'll stick in there. Okay. I think we're okay. Okay, and the other molding, we're going to push it up into it, slide it up into it. Pull this down just a little bit, and without tearing it up too bad, you can come back about an inch or two, and you can slide it right in there. Line her up, and stick it home. There it is. Now let's have a look at where we're at here. That's about right. So get that in there. Work that around. Alright, let me work that in there and I'll be right back with you. Alright, I've got a corner here that's just absolutely giving me the business. So I'm going to get up on that with this, and this will not provide enough pressure to bend the molding, but it will provide enough pressure to get it into the channel. If I can make it work. And get it licked around. Come on. Come on. There it is. come off the gasket has come off the. So what's going to happen here? I have to push this back up. Okay. Let's try this again. She is. Now let's see how damaged our molding is. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. That's not one sailing off into oblivion. There you go. And let's get that up in there. That looks reasonable. There you go. There we go. All right. Now, we got the molding in there. Now we get to lay the gack into it. All right, this is where it gets fun. So you want to pull that molding back a little bit and shoot some of this. Gack in there. Sometimes you can get in there with your stick. Not to make too much of a mess. Push it in there. Either that or push the rubber off of it. There it is. But I like to get this stuff in there. Essentially what tore the floor out of that car is this, the back glass leaking. Of course, you know, it didn't leak for the first 30 years, but once the rubber got broken, then it started to leak, and nobody fixed it, you know. So all that water got in there. So essentially, this is a giant, messy, gooey, yeah. So let me get this done and we'll be on the next step. I put my rope back in and I got it back in. But the molding popped out. So, how do you get that molding back in? You gotta take the back glass back out. So let's take it back out, put it on the stand, put the molding back in. Yeah, it's like that. Sometimes it's a fight. And look at the crap. What a mess. Since this molding keeps popping out, remember I picked that 69, the molding's the same. I razored this off and kept it, and I'm going to try this piece of molding. It might be bent differently. Once again, one more time. Okay. Let's see here. Just a little bit. Slid off. there's a couple of things I want to show you. I hope I've got a battery. My battery light's on again. Must be having bad batteries. Keep the metal away from the paint. Use a stick. I see a lot of installations where this rubber is not lipped around like that. That way the water will come up over. If you have a leak, there's always a chance that you can take and stick a nozzle caulking gun in there and squirt some of that stuff down in there. When you pull your rope, you get the end of it somewhere. Fighting every inch. When you pull the rope, don't pull it towards you, pull it up. Okay, so if you're working here, you're going to pull the rope up. You pull the rope up, don't pull it out, pull it up, and then you won't rip the rubber, less chance of it ripping the rubber. Also, if you use a 3/8 clothesline instead of a piece of weed whacker line, this is thicker, has a bigger radius, less likely to cut your rubber. If your chrome does pop out, leave the glass in overnight and it will stretch that rubber. Take it out, put your chrome back in, and it's much easier to get back in. Once it's already been in there, it's much easier to get back in. Okay, let's do our front glass. Well, that culminates finishing up a good 45 minutes of cleanup. There you go. Okay. This is a Chinese glass made by Fuyo. I don't know how it's going to fit yet, so don't know. If you notice also, it's solar green. There are no clear ones in my warehouse that I do business with. I am a glass guy. And so I'm going to go with solar green. A, they're cheaper. B, I don't have to have them shipped, because when they're shipped, they always come broken. The main reason why I'm going to use a solar green is because it's less susceptible to glare. Now, I don't care much for the ones with a shade on the top. That's okay. I'm just going to have just a green tint. So all the rest of my glass is going to be clear, but this one's going to be green. I'm looking through it. And if it gets broken, and everything comes down the highway, hits the windshield. So eventually it will become broken or chipped, and then I can replace it. And there's a supply readily available. In fact, I have another one back there. So I bought two. Just for giggles. I bought one for my brother, but he said he didn't want it because it was green. He wanted a clear one. So so there you go. Okay, same gag here. We're going to put the rubber on, the molding, put some sealant on it, put it in there, rope it in. A lot of people think these are flat. They are not. They are curved. And so the curve goes to the outside. Usually there's a sticker on the outside. However, the Chinese have put them on the inside and the outside. Usually the sticker to the outside of the glass, the sticker is on the outside of the glass, but in this case it is not. Okay, let's get things together. I just spent 45 minutes working that corner in, and I know the reason why I shouldn't have done that. I didn't have, sorry I got in your way, I had both of these sides put in, and then I worked this way. Well, what you need to do is you put one side in and then work it around, because that way you can adjust things a little bit. Also, if you get down here at eye level, you can see, and you can pull the rubber and you can see it get in there. Like that. And then you can actually work it around because you can pull this just a little bit and get a little bit more slack on there. But you think the back glass was hard. Boy, wait till you try this one. That's crazy. This tube of caulking was shooting it out the back. That's why I put the big wrapper around the plunger on my caulking gun. And I did save my caulking gun from becoming polluted, but I'll have to reach in here like this and dig it out, and it's messy and yucky and gross. But I want my windshield to be completely sealed. So I put some of this on the pinch weld as well as on these 3 grooves right here. Now on my pinch weld there are weep holes on either side, and I plugged those weep holes up with this stuff because I know where they weep into, and they weep into under the hood, okay, and the water goes down here. So why on earth would you want water going down there? So I plugged them up. In a perfect world, there was probably weep holes at the bottom of that as well. There aren't anymore. So, you know, cars nowadays are completely sealed. The windshields are glued in place, and there are no weep holes. So, what we're dealing with is a rubber gasket here, not urethane, to glue the glass in place. So I'm going to do what I think is best, and you don't have to. On the newer cars, 70 on up, I think, have alligator clamps around the pinch weld, holding the, it has one along the top, or 2 along the top, and 2 down the side, and they hold the material, the headliner, in place, and act as a clamp to clamp onto the rubber because they got little teeth. And what that's for is to help aid in a rollover. You don't lose your windshield, because your windshield's supposed to be retained in a rollover. In the event that you don't have your seatbelt on, it keeps you inside the car. So I guess they were losing too many windshields in crashes, so they put those alligator clamps on there. Okay, this is going to be take 2. What a mess. Yeah, let's see here. Again, I try not to use a hook around the metal. Because you will scratch your, sure as I'm standing here. Is it gone? Of course. Why would it be anywhere? Okay. Not here. Oh, it's just wonderful. All right. That's about right. Right there. Take that hook tool when I find it, and I'm going to throw it away because it doesn't want to play with me today. I had it, it's here somewhere, and now it's gone. So you kind of got to be careful with the windshield. You can't put too much English on it. Oh, there it is. There she is. What do you know? Got it. Big greasy hook tool. Can't put too much English on it because you'll snap it. So. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, is that messy. That is a messy crap right there. Here we go. What a mess. There you go. There you go. Now again, if you don't have a stomach for the sealant, I perfectly 100% understand. Now I'm going against my grain here using this, but you easily can slip and scratch, and you don't want to slip and scratch. Pull that lip out around there. Should get rubbed down a little bit. Now, if you're starting to dry out and she won't move, you don't want to get her in a bind, so keep it wet. Flat of your hand. Work a little bit. Little bit. Little bit. Again, don't pull your rope out, pull it down. Now, get on the other side. We'll have to hook that because it came out the see this here at the bottom? That means this needs to come down. Now, help it come down, you gotta hook that out of there. Up down a little more. Yeah, there she is. That will help. as you pull her along, pull your hook tool along, you ought to see her slip down in there. And there you go. Now, is our chrome in? Yeah. Is our windshield broke? No. Is it sealed up good? I don't know, you tell me. What a mess. There you go. On professional install. Oh my God. Now I gotta clean that big old mess up. Jeez. So it took about an hour to clean this up. I'm really tired of wiping. After I cleaned it all up with some gas, I washed it down with some glass cleaner, and then I'm spraying a little wax over my paint. But that don't look too bad. Let that dry and I'll kind of towel that a little bit. But yeah, it turned out alright. But man, I'm telling you what, gigantic Bohemian Charlie Foxtrot. All that junk, oh, goes everywhere. What a mess. Alright, quarter glasses next. Okay, about 400 years ago I put some new rubber gaskets on these, as you remember in the last video a while back. And there is a little gizmo right here. Normally I would be fighting some more chrome in quarter glasses, but I have flip out glasses. Now this is the first year I've ever had these, so I'm just taking a stab at how they go together. And it looks pretty straightforward. There's a little tapped piece and it goes in here. And then I've kind of opened this up right here. Okay, and I have some of my original screws, but I bought a screw set from Wolfsburg. And this is the escutcheon that goes in the front, so it goes over the top of it. And of course the quick edge is here and here. And we did make a measurement. And indeed it's 4.5 inches. So we'll cut our quick edge at 4.5 inches. So this will fit right in there. And we'll just push this onto the pinch weld and go through the other side and put our screws in. So it's relatively simple. The little squat ones go 1, 3, and 5. And the long ones that go through the escutcheon are 2 and 4. So let's get busy with that. I had to shut the garage door for the couple of Neds down the street on the malt liquor. So I'm making quite a fuss. I'm trying not to get in your way, but I'm going to cut that about right there. You can still hear them outside screaming and yelling like a couple of fools. And I'm sure alcohol has something to do with it. Take your proboscis and give yourself a little probe action through there so you know where your screws are going. Yeah. Yeah, we take this one here and let's see what we can do. Let's see what kind of damage we can do here. let's see if we can drop it and break it. That'd be swell. Yeah, let's see here what you got. Looks like you got here. Yeah, that's about it. That's gonna have to come down quite a bit. Right about there. Yeah, right about there. And she sure doesn't want to go on there. So, what do you think? What do you think? I wonder if I can convince that to go on. I'm sorry, I'm right in your way. Let me fix this camera. So I'm not right in your way. That might be a little better. Let's see if I can convince him to go on. Yeah. And sort of. Kind of like that. Yeah. And, yep. Now our screws are way over here, as well as the screwdriver, of course. So, let's see what we can do. I'll bet you, sorry I'm in your way again, if we got a little proboscis here. That's nice. No charge for that, sir. And we put her through there like that. Get us a screw on there. I'm going to go with the center one. That's the kind of guy I am. And let's see if I can't get that started. Well, apparently not. That's not going to start. So, do I have a hammer? Oh, I do. Give that little hammer action. In the next county. Oh, you can almost see. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Almost. Alright, now, let's see if we can get this piece back in there. Yeah. And I tell you what we'll do. Let's take, let's take a long screw. Hold on to this and do this at the same time. And we're going to put her right in there. Right in there. Yeah. There we go. started into that wall. That there is pretty funny. That's pretty humorous. Well, tell you what, I'm not going to bore you anymore with this. It's going to be a red light nightmare to get those in there. So, yeah, be patient with me. And I get them in. In order to get this on, you have to spread this pretty far in order to go on your new material, because you've got this over and it's new and it's not smashed down. So you put it over there, and essentially it's like this. And you're taking the screw and you're trying to get it in there like this, but the small screws are too small and the escutcheon screws are too big. Now, you can start it with the escutcheon screws, just like this. Oops, you can't see that. Like that. And then, once you get a couple of escutcheon screws in there, you'll be able to get another one in there, and you can tighten them down, but you can only go so far until you hit the metal, and you don't really want to go too far any more than that. You might break it. So what I did is I put 3 micro washers on this, and I was able to get a purchase on that little clamp, or that little threaded part, and I cranked it down and it squeezed it enough where I could start the smaller screws. Now, I do have a smaller screw where this one is supposed to go, but I'm just trying to squeeze it all together first. So that's how I did that. And then this here, my marks that I had put on the headliner were really close, and so I went in with a, where did it go? With a sheetrock screw, because it's got a point on it. And I fished around in there until I found it, and I started it in there. All right, now these never had pop-out windows. This car didn't have pop-out windows in it, so they hadn't been, there's small little holes in there, but they haven't been bored out where the screws went in. And these are like metal screws that I got off the 69 that I got these windows from. So, I pulled it out and I put the screw in there and I found it, screwed it in there, left it loose, found the other one, relatively easy, screwed those all in. Bob's your uncle. Okay, we're all done. So all I need to do is finish tightening this up, and then I can put the little plastic escutcheon on, and we can have 1, 3, and 5 are short, and number 2 and number 4 are the escutcheon screws, and they're long. And that should get that. Now, if that rubber's flapped around on the outside, I can take a hook and pull it around so it'll look all right. And the escutcheon will cover this up, and you won't see anything, so it'll look dandy. All right, that's not too bad. The latch is a little janky. Put some oil on it. It's okay. Hard to do with one hand. There you go. It's not too bad. They don't look terrible. Need to be washed. Had to reach in here and flip out the rubber a little bit. But but there's no air gaps, or there's no light gaps. So it appears to be okay. So it'll keep out most of the weather, I think. There you go. What do you think about that? Okay, let's do the other side. Alright, I discovered something about these vent glasses, excuse me, quarter glasses, and when you loosen them up, they pop like that. See that? Like that. I didn't dare try to do it to the other one because I was fearing that they would break or something. But since those do that, that is much more substantial, and truly now I can see how that would keep out any weather, because you're really putting the squeeze on that rubber now. Okay, great, great. Now I'll show you something else. I have all the windows rolled up. Still ain't closed. There you go. You know what that tells me? Let's try this. That tells me this. Roll your window down. Airtight. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's hard to shut the car with the windows rolled up. And that means we're getting things sealed up pretty good. Look at that. There it is. Oh, it's starting to look like a car now. Hot dog. Well, there you go. I hope you learned something. I learned something about the quarter glasses. Never done those before. Lots of back glasses and windshields. I never quite used that kind of method of sealing. Usually what I did is after I got the glass in, I had a little can. I used to have a pump can, and it had a nozzle on it with a little fiber or nylon end on it, and you just stuck it in there and you pumped it, and it was full of butyl, liquid butyl like kind of a stuff. And just behind there and behind the between the glass and the gasket and between the body and the gasket, and you didn't have any leaks, you know. So I just wanted to get this super extra special, you know, it's my own car, so I wanted it to make sure that I wasn't going to have any leaks in it. I'm really jazzed about the quarter glasses. They fit really well and they close really nicely. The windshield that looks good too. Still could use a little bit more cleaning. Still got a lot of fingerprints and stuff on it, but it's in there and she sure looks nice. So thank you for wrenching with me again. And I hope you learn how to put some glass in the car. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And make sure and you like and subscribe. And I think the next thing we're going to do is we have some poles, mirror, sun visors, outside rear view mirror. Running low on parts. I don't have any more parts. I do have for it. I have running boards, new running boards for it, but I'm not going to put them on, and the reason why I'm not going to put them on is because I'll be going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out 400,000 times, and I'll step on that molding and chew it up, little chrome molding. So it'll be the last thing I do along with the bumpers. So coming along, still waiting on my tube. They sent it to the wrong address, if you can believe that. This is a 6-week process. I've been waiting for my tube and my hood pop. I get that, I can start putting my seals on. All right, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.